Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's Gia back again with another perfume video. Today I'm going to be talking about oil perfumery dupes, and two of these I have I own the original so I can compare. One of these I have smelled before, and two of these I have not smelled the original of before, so we have a nice variety today. Before we get further into the video, I just really want to thank you guys for the nice comments you've been leaving. I mean, I really never expected to have such amazing feedback and be part of such a supportive community, so thank you guys so much. Keep those comments coming. I want to see sort of your feedback and what videos you want to see next, and I do read all your comments. And I mean, I'm talking about this as if I'm like an established YouTuber, but I only have like, I don't know, 300% subscribers. But I do want to be able to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can start making money off of this channel. So using that money, I can, you know, invest in sort of higher quality equipment and more perfumes to review, and just put that right back into the channel and create better content for you guys. I've been, you know, taking note of what you guys want to see next. I noticed that a couple of you have asked for oil perfumery reviews. So I'm reviewing oil perfumery today, and unfortunately I don't have the oil perfumery dupe of Baccarat Rouge. I know a lot of people have been asking for it, but I don't have the Baccarat Rouge dupe because I own Baccarat Rouge, and like I said, I started my perfume collection years before I got into YouTube, so I didn't buy perfume specifically to review. But again, once my channel starts growing more, I'll be able to buy things that you guys are asking for using that money. But I have considered making a video about perfumes that are so-called dupes that smell like Baccarat Rouge, like the one from Ariana Grande, Thomas Cosmala, Zara, a lot of these companies that have the Baccarat Rouge DNA. If you guys are interested in that video where I compare all of these similar smelling perfumes to Baccarat Rouge, let me know and I can definitely make that video right now. And someone also asked for transitioning from winter into spring fragrances. I will definitely make that one as we get closer to the spring. And then someone asked for date night fragrances, which I actually filmed a date night video a few months ago, and I didn't end up posting that one because I didn't like how it turned out. You guys would be surprised how many videos I filmed that I never posted just because I looked at it and I was like, I'm not really sure. I actually want to put this up because I wasn't too happy with the result. Yeah, and I saw that one of you guys said you liked the casual nature of the last video I filmed in this room. So I'm back in this room and I'm gonna try to keep up this sort of casual conversation type of thing going. Honestly, that's a lot easier for me because sometimes I'm very self-conscious about my speech because, like I said, I only recently, a few years ago, mastered some speaking techniques to deal with my stutter, but I'm still very conscious of how I speak. So I'm glad you liked the conversational nature of these videos because it really helps me relax to know that it's okay to speak in a more conversational way and not in a necessarily always super straightforward and to the point way. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So one thing that I want to start doing with you guys is every time I purchase a drink to sit down and make a video, one, so that I can sort of remind myself to make videos regularly, and two, so that I can sort of feel like I'm really enjoying this experience with you guys as if we're sort of chatting over a coffee or a tea or something. Today I'm drinking a medium milk tea, just an original black tea milk tea from Gongcha without any toppings. Yeah, let's get into it. So if you guys don't know, Oil Perfumery is a perfume dupe company that makes these perfume oils. So they're extremely concentrated because unlike regular perfumes, these are pure fragrance oils. They don't have alcohol, so they're very long lasting, but they sometimes don't project quite as well as the ones with alcohol because alcohol is what helps perfume project. So if you are someone that likes to have a smaller scent bubble, with extremely long lasting time, which is something I really appreciate because sometimes I want someone to smell the perfume when they're sort of up close and personal with me, but not necessarily everyone in the room. And and I want a perfume that lasts long. So in some ways, these are really perfect for me. And it's funny because on the website, they say something like, you'd be surprised how long these little fragrance oils last you. And you really would be surprised because all 5 of these I've used at least 5 times each. And by 5 times, I don't mean like 5 rolls. I mean like I'll roll once on my wrist, once on my other wrist, and once on either side of my neck. So 4 little rolls for 5 days each. And they honestly still look completely full, like if you would look at that. Because you really don't need very much when it comes to oils because they're so incredibly concentrated. So these are between $15 to $20 each. I think depending on ingredients, they might sort of change the pricing, but there's always a coupon code that you can use to get 20% off, and that is OP20. So I recommend you guys use those. As far as packaging goes, these are just okay. Sometimes you'll have like a cat that's kind of wiggly, or like sometimes these labels which are taped on are not taped on completely smoothly. Like this one has got quite a few air bubbles in it, but you know, for the price and the quality of the actual oils, I can't complain because the quality of the oils are excellent, and most of the time they smell so close to the original, and some of them are honestly identical to the original. I'm going to talk about 5 of these today, and then for my next video I have 4 more to talk about with you guys. Why don't we start off with By the Fireplace, because I have the original By the Fireplace right next to me here, and I've been wearing it quite a lot during the winter. So this is a dupe of By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela Replica. So I have the original here. It looks like I haven't used it much because I have accumulated at least 10 samples of this, so I've been going through the samples. I really like this perfume. It's a photorealistic roasting marshmallows by the fireplace experience. There's a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of marshmallowy sweetness, and a lot of smoky woods. So it's a smoky, woody, sweet perfume. I really love the Oil Perfumery dupe of this because it's almost a more wearable version of this. Maison Margiela can be a little bit challenging sometimes, as the scented likes to say, because they are extremely photorealistic. So you don't necessarily want to smell like, you know, smoke, which you do get the woodsy smoke off of this. This is a little bit more tempered with the smoke note. So you get the sort of sweeter notes more in this and a little less of the smoke in the woods. And it, yes, definitely lasts longer than this one. I don't know that it projects as well. Projection might be quite similar, but if you want me to do a sort of head-to-head comparison of these two where I wear both for 8 hours each and report back after 8 hours, I can definitely do that for you. But yeah, I really like this dupe. This is probably one of my favorite Oil Perfumery dupes that I own because the Oil Perfumery dupe is actually what made me fall in love and get the full bottle. Yeah, lo and behold, it really is more wearable than the original. A little bit more crowd pleasing. Yes. Okay, so next we'll talk about, I'm just gonna grab randomly, the Oil Perfumery dupe of Delina by Parfums de Marly. I have the original Delina. This is, it basically smells exactly like Delina, but it's a little stronger on the rhubarb note. So Delina is this rose, lychee, rhubarb perfume. It's a very edgy, special, young rose perfume. Not like your typical powdery rose that like Rosa Nobile or something from Acqua di Parma. It's a very edgy new age rose. This is basically exactly like Delina, except it's heavier on the rhubarb note. So I do prefer Delina over the Oil Perfumery dupe because that rhubarb note in Delina is a little bit sour, a little bit tart. And sometimes I feel like the way that Delina is blended, they've put just the right amount of tartness in it. And if it were any more tart, it would be too much for me and it would make me nauseous. But this just takes that rhubarb and Delina and turns it up a little bit more, and just that little bit more starts to make me nauseous sometimes. So I prefer this in the dry down. Further in the dry down, it began to smell just like Delina, but in the beginning, The rhubarb is just a little too much for me. But still excellent, still highly recommend. Next we have a dupe of Orchid Soleil by Tom Ford. So I don't know what Orchid Soleil is supposed to smell like because I don't own that one. I mean, I own Black Orchid and what is the other one? Velvet Orchid. So I don't own the Orchid Soleil flanker. But either way, I like how this smells. It does not smell like Black Orchid. Maybe a little bit like Velvet Orchid. Like, I definitely smell the orchid. But it is very sort of beachy, summery, and sunny. A little bit of sand, a little bit of not suntan lotion, but the sort of natural smell of the beach, like the sand mixed with the water, mixed with the sun, and then mixed with the orchid, and maybe a little bit of vanilla on the bottom. I like it, but sometimes I feel that the sort of solar note is a little bit too strong on this one. Yeah, so I don't like it quite as much as the previous two, but I still like it. Next, we have Honor Women by Amouage. So this perfume is interesting. So I think it's primarily a white floral. It smells a little bit like Rouge Malachite, but more green and spicy. So again, this dupe is very high quality, very long lasting. It's primarily a white floral, but there is a note in there that bothers me a little bit. And I'm not sure what that note is. It must be either sort of the greens or the spices, but something in here kind of sticks out and kind of pricks you. This perfume is like almost perfect. I feel like Rouge Malachite is like, or rather, I've never smelled the real Rouge Malachite. I actually have the Oil Perfumery version, and I'll talk about it in my next video. But this is like that, but more green and spicy, and I feel like if they tone down those green and spicy notes a little bit, I think I would like this even more. So next we have an impression of Tom Ford Bitter Peach. This smells exactly like Tom Ford Bitter Peach to me. Yeah, what I don't like about Tom Ford Bitter Peach is that in the beginning, there's too much of the syrupy peach, and when it dries down, it turns into peach tea. And I really like that peach tea smell. And this just smells like the dry down. Like immediately as you put it on, it smells like that peach tea. And I love that. And I'm never gonna buy Tom Ford Bitter Peach because this is like the better bitter peach that I would rather wear, because this is all peach tea, none of that syrupy sweetness in the beginning. So yeah, those are my 5 Oil Perfumery dupes for today, and I will be back to you with part 2